We lost
Did
Golden.
we lose Golden?
We lost him. Hopefully
Uh-oh.
he's not in your phone. Are you checking in your phone for Golden?
No, I'm actually just
There you
feeling
go.
my phone because it's like it's
You're
getting a
hot.
little warm.
I'm back. Sorry.
Yeah.
Apparently, when I went to adjust my earbud,
Yeah.
it hung
You
up.
hung up. All
Oh.
right. All right.
So,
That's
Well,
okay.
listen, we're professionals here.
Yeah.
Don't let that happen again.
all right. So we're filming our last day on Shattered Dreams. We started off in the coldest days of winter. Now this was like one of the hottest days of summer. All of us are pale. I'm like the darkest of us somehow, but we're in direct sunlight. We're just trying to get the scene shot in this park by where we live. And as I'm filming, a kid comes over the hill with one of those balance bikes with no pedals. Comes over and then decides the best idea is to turn his handlebars as hard as he can. Goes flying over the handlebars, smashes face first into the ground.
Ouch.
While we're filming, we didn't, but I was aimed the wrong way, so we didn't get that on film. But the one actress, who was the only actress that was a mother on our set, starts laughing. And then it, so she's laughing. We had to yell cut. And then we're watching as this kid, who couldn't be older than 6 years old, is just laid out on this park path, no parent around for like solid minutes. Like there's still no parent. And we're deciding like they're like, you guys should go check on him. And I said, I'm not gonna check on him because when the mother does show up, if she sees someone that looks like me standing over her son on the ground crying, I go, it will not go well.
Yep.
So we sent the women, and they were very matrony and they were very nice. Then the mother finally showed up. But it's Amelia's fault because she made us film Amanda's sides first. If we were doing Amelia's sides, that would have been on camera and that would have gone right in the blooper reel. And we would have had that memorial line forever because I would have not missed that shot. And yeah, that's the story of our last day of filming.
That's a good story. I hope that the kid didn't lose too many teeth.
He had just he bit his lip a little bit. He was good. He stopped crying finally when the mother showed up. You know, like a calendar month later, it felt like. But yeah, he survived, which made it even funnier. Because, it felt bad.
Yeah,
He, like,
survival definitely. Yeah, death really takes the piss out of stories like that.
Could you imagine if I was just telling you guys that story and I'm like, so anyways, Mercy Flight showed up and the kid died. That would have been. I would have just been. Nobody would ever want to talk to me ever again.
Of course.
I would have ended it off with a sound effect.
little slide whistle action.
Welcome back to Bottom of the Barrel.
Hi, I'm Jeff.
And I'm Ben, and we're scraping the bottom of the barrel to come up with the best worst movies that we can think of.
Because like us, you may take great pleasure in that kind of thing for whatever reason.
So I don't know if you've noticed, friends, but we're having a hot three-way today. We're joined by our friend, one half of the September Brothers, Buffalo-based filmmaker Golden Groves. And he's going to introduce us to one of his favorite best worst movies.
All right, yeah. So we're doing Dead Dudes in the House, which I believe has a few other names too. Three other names. Of course, I think isn't it the more names it has, the better it is.
Usually that's the case. This one is also called The House on Tombstone Hill, and it's also called The Dead Come Home. And I don't know where any of these names come from. The only one that's kind of apt is Dead Dudes in the House, but there's also women, so I don't know.
And it's on Tubi. At least I was able to see it on Tubi under Dead Dudes in the House. When I searched it, it came up. So
okay, that's good.
That's the title I would choose to go with. It's by far the best of all the many titles, and it does kind of paint a picture of maybe it's going to be like a David Dakota film with muscular, hunky zombies walking around in their tighty whities.
Yeah.
You do not get that, unfortunately, but it is what it is. So, Golden, please continue.
There is almost zero eye candy in this for either gender.
You almost see a pair of boobs, like
You
almost,
do.
split second.
Like,
Yeah.
but they're as big as mine.
Bruh.
Actually, I might be a little bit bigger, I think.
Maybe.
'Cause it was so like I originally found out about this movie because I used to do bad movie nights with my friends every week, and then we had our own show that we used to do long ago. Um, and a friend of mine was like, "Hey, you would love this." It was a box set of three Trauma movies that weren't made by Trauma. They were like Trauma later put them out, distributed them, and that one went in, and I fell in love with this. It's probably one of my favorite bad movies out there because it's just you can laugh so much during all this, and definitely make sure you have friends with you because
Yeah.
that makes it even better is having someone else to just start cracking jokes at this. So I would highly recommend watching this one with friends. I think this is like when Ben and I first started talking. I think as soon as I saw that you like bad movies, I was like, you gotta check out this movie. I was so excited to share that.
The greatest of friendships in my life have been formed over the mutual admiration of bad movies.
Definitely.
And yeah, right. And like that's been my thing too. And it's so funny because like whenever I talk about bad movies and loving bad movies, you can always tell who like the newbies are to it because they'll always be like, "Have you seen The Room or Troll 2?" And it's like, yes, that one you can't say you like bad movies and not have seen those two, the
Yeah.
crown jewels.
I could be that guy that goes around saying, "Oh, you like bad movies? Name 3 bad movies. There are Troll 2 or The Room or Plan 9 from Outer Space."
Jeff's the goalkeeper.
Yeah.
Jeff's the gatekeeper. He's like, no, you can't
That-
watch our garbage.
The
You have
first
heard
thing
Well,
of
I
it.
that
think what I do is a lot of times someone will be like, when I say, "Oh, my passion, I have a YouTube channel about bad movies," they'll say, "Oh, yeah, so like The Room." And I'll be like, "If you like The Room, what sites I have to show you?"
yeah.
There's a thing called Samurai Cop, and I build from there.
I always like to guide people towards Meet the Feebles, and then
Mhm.
you really clear out the week if you throw them to watch Meet the Feebles.
Yeah.
I believe that another good one to throw at people is Winter Beast.
Oh God, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I get asked all the time if I've seen The Room when they hear that I like to talk about bad movies. It's a running joke, I guess.
And that's what I'm always like. I'm surprised when those people haven't heard of Troll 2, and I'm like, so you've never heard of the movie that was so bad? There
Yeah.
was a documentary made about how it's the worst movie.
Yeah, Troll 2 is definitely my top five, but I don't think it warrants making a video about it because everybody and their mothers made a video about it, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
What else can we have to say that hasn't been said already? But this movie here, this Dead Come Home, interesting. Starts off with some girl sitting on a couch. She's a blonde woman. She's younger. She's sitting there. It's 1948, and there's an old lady pacing back and forth in front of a dead body holding a bloody knife. And there's some real goofy ass music playing in the background. And there's no explanation for what we're looking at. We jump 40 years into the future. As per usual with one of these type of films, there's two cars full of teenagers who are 47 or probably 40 years old, showing up at this house. There's no driveway. It looks a little bit in the worse for wear. The first thing I notice is that all of these actors, as they pile out of the car, there's, I believe, 4 women and 4 men, but I could be wrong. Maybe I think
two
there's
women, 4 men.
there you go. There's 2 women, 4 men. They pile out of the car and they talk like it's a stage play. They're delivering lines as if they're written on the page. Nobody's putting any emotion into it. They're just reading their lines. Oh boy.
I was gonna say,
Yes.
tell us what kicks things off into action as these elderly teens get out of the car and scope the place out.
Well, I think like the most important thing to notice is like as they show up and like Ben said, the house is decrepit.
Yeah.
It hasn't been touched in 40 years. And the girlfriend is like, oh, coat of paint, a few boards, and this will be good as new. Which is that's a lot of optimism as it is, but also the fact that they brought no materials. They
Yeah.
didn't bring anything other than a
Bob's
toolbox
toolbox.
with carpenter's tools and a cooler that had no beer.
No beer.
there was like no plan on how to sleep. Like nobody brought sleeping bags, or you're just going to show up to a decrepit house, spend the weekend there with no lanterns, no. I loved it. I was like, how are they fixing this house up with, a few cans of pop and a carpenter's toolkit that apparently includes a machete?
Yep.
Now that you're mentioning that does actually sound a lot funnier than I thought it was on first glance. But what kicks this thing off is they find a tombstone in front of the house. First of all, they find a noose that is made with the thinnest rope that I've ever seen. Could probably not hold up a body at all.
Like dental
Uh,
floss.
yeah, dental
It
floss
was so,
noose. Yeah. And they're all afraid of it too. Like, oh my God, don't touch it. You might hang yourself on this tiny little noose. And then they find a tombstone, like I mentioned. And the first inclination that this asshole Bob has, Bob is an asshole, everybody. Is,
yes.
yeah, we're not going to move this thing. We're not going to leave it be. We're just going to smash it in half with a sledgehammer, just for shits and giggles.
It wasn't even a sledgehammer. It was a pipe that he randomly found in the
Okay.
weeds. He picked up the pipe.
The version I saw, I ended up, I know I got Ben sent it to me,
Yeah.
but I watched it at the cigar shop today, and I forgot to like put it on the drive so I could download it. So I watched it on YouTube, and I'll say one thing: I was glad I had cigars to help me get through this movie. And secondly, I don't know if it was just the version that was on YouTube, but the picture was so bad that I couldn't tell like what weapons were what.
Oh,
I also thought it could have been a sledgehammer that he knocked over the tombstone with.
And I think the
oh
best
man.
part too is that tombstone was like in the weeds. Like it wasn't in the way or nothing. All
Nope.
they had to do was like let the weeds cover it back up. But instead
Yeah.
Bob's like, I'm gonna just hit this with a pipe I found.
And
And the second he does, the just dead old lady pops up. And
yep.
she's like, I'm awake.
And her name for everybody at home is Abigail Weatherby. And I guess that's important, but she looks kind of shitty, as does her tombstone. I believe that this is Jeff's favorite part is this old lady, the way that she looks, but she's pretty wild, and you're going to see it in the video itself, the way that she looks.
Yeah, my two
And
favorite little scenes were the one where she comes awake after the tombstone gets knocked over, and another one that I won't spoil now. We'll mention later when we get
I'm
there. It's
hoping it's the
right at
same
the
one
end.
that I love. Oh, by
Okay.
the end. I was gonna say there's one about halfway through that became our favorite that we rewound like 5 or 6 times, and what
Okay.
is the part of the movie that sticks in my mind more than anything else. So we'll see when we get there.
I wrote down a funny line in here, which is when the girlfriend of the guy that bought the house asks them if they can have a vegetable garden. He says,
You want vegetables, honey? You got it.
just like that. Most feeling that was put into any of the lines so far.
I
He's like,
couldn't decipher what he meant by that. Was he could have followed it up with like, "Hey, I've got a cucumber in my pants" or something.
got a sweet little gherkin here for you.
Yeah.
Oh my.
So Bob sucks. We can all agree on that, except for maybe Golden. But the actor
He
that
sucks in the best way.
but the actor that plays Bob works constantly. He was in 3 episodes of Daredevil Born Again last year. He plays recurring roles on major television shows, this guy who played Bob. So he may suck, but he has sucked himself into better positions over time. It's crazy.
All the more power to him.
Yeah. So Bob smashes the headstone, and immediately his pal gives him a high five because that's a cool thing to do. And the pal that gives him a high five is wearing a hat that says Burger's World. I don't know if you could see that, Jeff, with the YouTube quality.
I did not see that, and now I want to track down the makers of this film because I have a thing where I really want to own like movie props and things. If I could find that Burger's World hat, I think I'd be the happiest man alive.
They decide that they're going to cut the noose down that they found later because it's getting late. Meanwhile, it's like noon.
Yeah.
That's what I think I like commented on that in my notes like a little bit farther down. I'm like,
Yeah.
everybody keeps saying, "Oh, it's getting late," and it's like the sun is directly above them, and it's like, "Oh, it's getting late. We better get in there." Like they they comment multiple times about how late it is that they got to this house,
Mhm.
and it's clearly noon.
So as Golden mentioned, they don't have any beer with them, which is not good news for Bob because Bob says that a carpenter needs 3 tools: hammer, nails, and beer.
Don't you know that a carpenter's tools are his hammer, nails, and beer?
And so somebody's got to go get him some beer, or he's not going to be doing any work at all, quickly establishing himself as a massive piece of shit.
But here's the thing.
Yeah.
In his defense, if I was invited to somebody's rundown house to fix it and I was the only skilled labor, beer is the minimum payment I better be getting.
That's fair enough. That's fair enough.
Fair. And I'm sure Bob, being who Bob was,
Yeah.
I guarantee he made a comment long before they went that you better have beer. And his buddy was like, "Yeah, I don't need beer. My girlfriend will be mad if I bring beer."
He also catches shit for firing up a cigarette in the middle of the house. But that's his ritual. He needs a beer to work, and he needs a cigarette to start the job. And if you
Well, it was 1989.
Yeah.
Exactly. I'm surprised they weren't all smoking right away.
You could literally smoke anywhere in 1989.
That was back when they had a non-smoking section that was right next to the smoking section, and they just expected the rules to keep it out.
Yeah.
The rules kept it out. That's true. Bob absolutely does not like the fact that Steve is whistling Jimmy Crack Corn. And he goes on and on about it. So for the folks at home, Steve, the Jimmy Crack Corn whistler, is a curly-haired little fella. He's wearing a sweater. He seems to be a little bit on the prissy side. He seems to be a nerd. He's very timid. And from what I saw, this actor has only done one other thing, and I think it was gay pornography.
Which is what Dead Dudes in the House should have been.
So the very first thing that these guys try to do is, what's the first thing that you do when you try and get into a house?
You just got to throw your shoulder into the door. You force it open.
Yeah, you got to open the door first, right? And that's what these guys have trouble doing. Everybody takes a turn, and nobody can get this door open. Not Bob, that's for sure. He's trying to smash the door down.
I brought up that in this movie, Bob's biggest nemesis is doors.
It sure is.
Doors and windows. Stop him at every turn.
Yep, doors and windows. Mark seems to have a talent for opening up stuck things, though, because he gets that door open. He gives it the little Fonzie little boop, and that door comes right open.
Doesn't he say something too about how he has like experience with old doors or something? And he's like, you just gotta finesse it.
Something like that. Steve, I also noticed, was very touchy with one of the other guys, and I thought that they might have been secret lovers. Like they were kind of stroking each other after the Jimmy Crack Corn affair.
It might have been. Oh, I was just gonna say, I just love how badly Bob wanted to fight Steve over his whistling of a public domain song.
Yeah.
It was just like he went from like just 0 to 60. Like it was.
And I'm actually on team Bob in this instance.
Okay.
I cannot fucking stand whistling. So just why? Why is it necessary?
You want to know a secret? I don't know how to whistle.
I can't. I'm actually I'm physically incapable of doing it. Like
really?
I can't do it.
I catch myself whistling at work all the time, and the one woman I work with will just like, Golden, I said stop. And I'm like, sorry, you forgot. It's
You're the Steve.
A thing that my brain does.
Golden Groves is Steve. So here's what I do though, right? I can whistle in a different way. So if you ever hear me whistle like that, I'm doing it through my 2 front teeth because I got a gap.
Nice.
So if I'm ever whistling and my wife hears it, she knows that I'm whistling through my 2 front teeth. It's what happens. You get braces when you're too young, and they end up growing apart over time, right?
Yeah, I think I got the gap too.
Yeah.
Damn, son.
I cannot whistle through it though.
I'm just missing one of the front ones. So I have a giant gap.
Yeah, you could really whistle through that thing.
Yeah. Sound like a wind tunnel. Whew. All right. now they're inside, and Bob is mad at everybody. And he blames everyone for everything and delivers every line snottily. And then an old lady appears out of nowhere. How'd she get in the house?
My question about the old lady, was that a guy in a mask?
I don't think it was, because I saw in the credits that a woman's name played the old lady.
Oh, okay.
See, I just always assumed it was a dude in a wig.
Yeah. Well, that old lady appears in the house, and everybody wonders how she got in there. And they all yell at her to go away, and then she turns around to leave. And then they figure, okay, she's gone. But how the did she get out of the house if nobody can get the doors open?
Not just that, but the owner, the dude that bought the house,
Yeah.
is like, I'm gonna go find her, and I'm like, you're telling me that you think she made it all the way up those stairs before you could see? Like, she's not moving quick.
The other folks think that she must have found another door, and so they go to try to find another door, the back door, but it's stuck too. And this door has the most of those little hook eye latch locks that I've ever seen on a door ever. There's like 8 of them.
Not only does it have all of those, if you look, they were never getting that door open because there was a hinge on the part that's supposed to open, like that was screwed in on both sides. That was like right at eye level. Yeah.
Wow. Did you notice that, Jeff?
I did not.
We lost him again.
Damn it.
This fucking guy. He keeps accidentally disconnecting. He's getting too excited about the movie. We're going to leave this part in because it's funny.
Oh, I believe he's back.
That's another paddling. Jeez. Yeah, if you look, it's right at eye level, and there's like no way they could open the door no matter what they did, because it was screwed to the wall. Like,
They tried. While they're trying to get that door open, though, Mark is looking for the old lady, like Golden mentioned. He's upstairs, and everybody yells at him to stop because she's probably already gone anyhow. How?
I don't think there's any supernatural element to the old lady. She's just an old lady who is bizarrely strong and can take a beating with no real repercussions.
and is the sassiest lady possible too. That's why I loved her.
Oh,
too.
yeah, she's pretty funny.
A quick thing about the old lady.
Yes.
On top of the terrible picture quality that I had when I watched this on YouTube, the sound was also really bad.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought you said her name was Mrs. Weatherby.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was Leatherby, and it was a joke about her face.
Because she's leathery.
Yeah.
That would have been much funnier, but that's
right. So now I like the movie even less.
Yeah.
Because that was a great opportunity for a Jeff style joke, and they blew it.
Right. Now, this lady is not gone, in fact. She is right behind Mark, and she's carrying scissors. In fact, this old lady seems to have a knack for appearing behind people. She'll always appear behind somebody whenever you first see her. It's a special talent, I suppose. But while she's standing there and has scissors and she's starting to talk to Mark, Mark's girlfriend keeps yelling at him to come down and fix the door. And he's always answering, "What now?" It's the same thing, Mark. They want you to come down and fix the door.
Which is weird, though, because he has shown zero skills in home repair. So I don't know why they thought he was going to be like the magic touch to get that door open.
I don't know why he bought this house, for crying out loud.
Sight unseen.
Yeah. Well, he stops responding for exactly 1 second, so now everybody has concerned, and so they have to go find him. And
which is hilarious because other than the old lady just showing up, there's nothing that has happened that have made them think that if someone's out of their sight for 30 seconds that they're dead.
Yeah.
But they're all super worried now.
So what do they find when they go upstairs?
The hand paint or the finger paints all over the place.
I was going to say spaghetti sauce all over the walls because it looked like ragu.
I had a very bright red and more than the human body can hold.
Finally,
but it was set up nicely so you could follow it to where you needed to go.
Right. And sorry, folks, it wasn't the entire group up. It was who went up. It was just Mark's girlfriend who went up. And she follows that trail of ragu to the door of a room that she manages to smash open with a plank. And I suspect it's the old lady's room because her old lady underwear is in a drawer. And that's the first thing that this girl finds and goes and looks through.
I just like the way she uses that plank too, just like straight on battling.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
Because I
weird.
know when I grab old wooden boards that I found in a decrepit house, I
Yeah.
like to just do maximum splinters. Like the best way I can get as many splinters in my hand as possible.
But this young lady survives her encounter with the old lady. She gets away.
The old lady, by the way, like she's some of my favorite parts just because she's like,
I didn't know. I killed him.
Apparently, when she kills someone, they immediately come back to life.
Yeah.
which is I have a theory about that.
Oh, okay. Well, theories are always good on this show.
This is a very unofficial, extremely unofficial entry in the Evil Dead universe. They are Deadites.
Ben, you mentioned something along those lines earlier to me
I
today.
call it Dollar General Evil Dead, this movie. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, fair. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. I
I
mean,
called it Night of the Demons without nudity, fun, or demons.
Did not have the infamous lipstick scene.
No, and
No.
it was lacking that, I think.
So yeah, they seem to come back immediately and kind of deadites because they turn into assholes. They're less funny. It seems like everyone who dies comes back as Bob, which is, kind of funny on its own. But
And Bob comes back as Super Bob.
yeah, Bob comes back as Super Bob. They they do another nod to Evil Dead here, where when everybody realizes that there's zombies in the house or that something's going on in this house and they need to equip themselves, they do one of those scenes like in Evil Dead where they're building equipment, where they're putting things together and they're got screws and all that sort of thing, which when Bruce Campbell does it in Evil Dead and Evil Dead 2, it's accompanied just by noise, like the sounds of them making the thing, and it sounds cool, and there's all as they do their close-ups. This time, Bob is just talking through the whole thing, and it's not making it funny or anything like that. And they come up with the worst weapons that you could ever possibly come up with. Steve's walking around just holding a circular saw blade with like something attached to the bottom of it so that he can hold it up and
A dowel.
yeah, something like that. He was gonna.
Well, see, Bob made sure it felt comfortable in his hand, though. See, he said, hold that. Tell me how that feels. It's
So
it's
weird.
very customized.
Meanwhile,
Another lost opportunity there.
yeah,
A deadite type of character comes after someone with a dowel
yeah,
as a weapon. You don't use that opportunity to say I have irritable dowel syndrome. Come on. This is why I write, people.
exactly. Yeah.
I
Well,
did like the fact that I think they were like concerned with lighting. So that's why I feel like that's the whole reason for that scene where they're like, I thought you said there was no electricity. And they're like, well, look, that light's flickering. And now they're like, now we
right.
can have an excuse to have every room lit up that we need lit up except for the room with all the answers.
There you go.
Speaking of lighting, again, going back to the quality of the version I watched, anytime the lights were out or they were outside the house at night, I was looking at a black screen
Yeah. It wasn't like that
for
in that I had.
extended periods of time.
So speaking of one of those scenes, one of those outside the house scenes, the guy who left to go get Bob's beer with the Burgers World hat comes back, and he can't get in the doors, and all the windows are closed, and all the lights are off, and so he thinks that these guys are pranking on him. So what's the first thing that you do when you think your friends are pranking on you, and you can't get in the house? You get a big ass ladder and you climb up to the second floor window to get in there.
Big mistake.
What I thought was funny was like inside the house, it was lit up like
Yeah.
broad daylight. But then they show outside and they show him,
Yeah.
and every window's dark except
Yeah.
for that one that was open on the second floor.
Yeah.
Which this led to my favorite old lady part of the
This is
movie.
my favorite
And
old lady scene too.
I
Yeah.
probably shouldn't have said the old lady part because that's
Yeah,
going
I'm
to get
gonna
us
clip
canceled.
that. That's gonna no, it's clipped and it's gonna go on Instagram.
Led to my favorite old lady part.
Golden
He said
Grove's
old lady
favorite old
part.
lady part. Yeah.
When she looks at him and goes,
Listen, give me a hand, would you?
No.
we rewound that so many times. I don't know why, but it was the funniest thing to us was just he's like, "Oh, help me up," and she goes, "No."
That's not the old lady part I was talking about. But we'll get to the old lady part I like best when we get there. And I'm just trying to think. I'm trying to come up with as many ways to say times as I can say old lady part as possible.
Old lady parts.
So this guy, he's climbing up this ladder. He's doing a pretty good job of killing himself. He doesn't need her help because he accidentally kicks the ladder out from under him, and he's just holding on by a thread. If she had left him for 2 minutes, he would have fallen to his death anyway. But instead, she takes a knife and she cuts his hands off. Not his fingers, not his whole hand, but kind of like in the middle, like right here. She cuts this part of his hand off, which, I don't know, that's pretty funny. But he falls, but he's not quite dead. So what this lady does is she takes a pole and she drops a pole, like a heavy pole, down, and it goes right through his chest. And what did she say? Oh, she said, "Now that's a pole."
I wrote down under that, like in my notes, it's funny because it says no, and then right underneath it says javelin throw to Joey.
Yeah,
So that was his name, Joey. I
yeah,
remember.
Joey.
I thought it was hilarious that in this movie they they say every character's name a million times. Like
Yeah,
nobody refers to anybody as babe, hey, buddy. It's always like Bob, 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 Steve, Steve, Bob. And I'm like,
Beverly.
just
Beverly, hot soup.
I was like,
Hot soup, Beverly.
it's like, you guys just not know each other's names if you don't just say it over and over again, guys?
Oh,
Right. Nobody talks like that.
Nobody.
I wonder if that's just how the script was written, because
yeah,
I know, like in fiction writing, when there's a conversation, a dialogue between more than two people, if you don't say said Bob, said Steve, said Joe, like
yeah.
the reader's going to be confused. So I wonder if it had something to do with just like the script and it not being very polished
Yeah.
or edited.
That's a very good possibility. I think that the guy who wrote and directed this hasn't done very many things since, or even before this happened. But I got that wrong. It wasn't the old lady who said, "Now that's a pole." It was the pole guy. The pole guy who has the pole in him when he appears to Steve. And he pulls the pole out of his chest because Steve doesn't recognize who this guy is, even though he's wearing a Burger's World hat. And he's got Joey's face. The only thing that's different about him is he's got a pole sticking out of his chest.
Don't you recognize me?
So he removes the pole, says,
Now that's a pole.
and then Steve says,
Joey? Yeah! Now you got it!
because now Steve can recognize him with the pole gone.
So I thought it was hilarious. Like, so while they're checking all the rooms,
Yeah.
and Steve's scared, and I'm like, if you are that scared of everything, first of all, you shouldn't be the last person in the line because that's always one of the first people to go. And why would you wait out in the hallway alone when all your friends went into the room? And then I thought it was hilarious that when they got locked in the room and Steve was the only one out of it,
Yeah.
they stopped trying to escape because they assumed that Steve would save them all. They're like, Steve's going to kill that old lady. No problem. Let's just take a seat and wait it out. And I'm like, that's the last person I would have any hope for is Steve.
It's so funny too because they kept yelling at him to kill her. Kill her. Just kill the old lady. Kill her. Like, that's a bit extreme, don't you think?
She's right here. The old lady's right next to me.
Where?
Kill her!
At this point, I don't think any of them knows that the old lady killed. No, I think though it was Steve's girlfriend, no, or not Steve's girlfriend.
Yeah,
The first guy's
Mark?
girlfriend. You know what?
Mark's girlfriend.
They've all got names, and they all say their names 1,000 times, but I can't keep any of them straight. So
Because so many of them were like easily forgettable.
yeah, yeah.
Like they weren't even cliches. They didn't even bother going for cliches except for Bob and Steve. Everybody else
Yep,
was just like random dude, dead dude in the house.
that's
And
true.
I love this part too. Like right after, like because after the Steve thing, the it's like the directors of the movie were like, I want to do a bunch more kills, and we're running out of people. What if we had two random kids in a field
Yeah.
make up a reason to come to this house? And when those kids came to the house too, like I won't lie, like when I was in high school, there was a haunted house by us.
Okay.
And one night it was like 2 a.m. We decided, let's go check this house out. If we would have pulled up or gotten there or whatever, and there were two cars sitting outside the house, we'd have been like, you know what? I don't think we should go in there. There's people already in there. Got these two dudes, they're like, yeah, let's get in.
Yeah, so they break in through the basement, and I'll tell you one thing. These two young men, I don't think are actors. Because if these other guys were just saying their lines, these guys were saying their lines and they weren't reading them quite properly.
I knew you wouldn't let me down. Why am I friends with you? I'm a great guy.
They probably bought the perk for the crowdfunding.
Oh, geez. Oh,
Oh,
Jeff disappeared. Now he's back.
I'm back.
I'm back.
I'm back.
Yay! Yes, back.
So
I don't have
Steve,
gallery mode showing anymore, so I can never tell if whoever's.
oh
Because I
really?
only see Batman there.
So the old lady appears behind Steve, and Steve's death is kind of funny because he gets pinned down by each one of his limbs gets pinned down by something to the floor. And I guess she's goes at him with a circular saw, but she doesn't really go after him with a circular saw because when he's dead later and he appears, he's still all whole. He's just got kind of scars across his face. So she was just doing superficial damage with the circular saw, I guess. I don't know, it's weird, but when she's done, there's definitely red paint splattered everywhere. And that was red
And
paint.
then, because if the note I have after that was after the two random dudes in the field was, thank God they found a box of exposition.
Yeah.
Because they find a box that just says, "Oh, this old lady came home and was like stabbed 37 times, and then she stabbed a dude 37 times," and I'm like,
And then she hung herself using
"Did she
the
hung herself?"
shoelace. Yeah.
And they're like,
I
"Oh,
And it was
yeah,
it was like 37 times, 12 times in the neck,
yeah.
or something like that. It was more detailed than you think a news thing would be.
Yeah, that's the police
especially
report.
especially in the 1940s."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, when they were trying to protect everybody's they didn't want to give people the vapors and stuff, you know?
Yeah.
I wrote that the mystery gang goes downstairs and unlocks all of the mysteries of the house by reading one news article. Steve's girlfriend Linda then splits from the pack because the ghost of Steve appears, and his wounds don't make sense at all. She's the first one to be killed by someone who wasn't the old lady. That was interesting. I thought it was just the old lady that was going to kill everybody, but this deadite Steve killed her.
Thought Mark killed. Oh wait, no, she got away.
She got away from Mark. Yeah, Mark was
That's
just being
right.
an asshole, and then
Yeah.
she ran away.
Yeah.
She's like, "Oh, this dead guy sucks. I can't believe that he was my
I mean,
boyfriend."
she deserved it though, because she's like, "Are you okay, Steve?" He's like, "Yeah, I'm fine." And it's like he's got blood all over himself, and he's got giant gashes out of his face, and he's like, I'm just, and I'm okay. Just
I
a couple
look like
scratches."
Robert De Niro from Frankenstein, but give me a hug. Oh boy. But Steve does finally get somebody with the saw blade, and it's his girlfriend. She stands still long enough for him to plant that thing in her back. So they find her pretty much immediately. They find this dead Steve's girlfriend, whose name is Linda. I wrote it down that time.
Oh yeah, I
Yeah.
wrote Linda, then Bob the golfer.
Yeah, Bob went golfing
So
because the second that she said she'd rather stay in the house, Bob has at her with a golf club. Just going for it. When did he get a golf club? I thought he had an actual weapon.
he had, at one point he had an axe. He
Yeah.
had a hatchet. He had a machete. But yeah, he was like golf club. Oh, that I like. I like how Bob finally meets his maker in the longest, the easiest kill to get away from, as he's just dangling in the window as the window grows fangs slowly and loudly.
Something I got to say about this movie, is that towards the end, the kill scenes get longer and longer and longer. And there's some stuff coming up that becomes very boring as we get farther into the story. But we'll come to that when we come to that. Jeff,
This I think was the point of the film where I kind of started zoning out
yeah,
until I saw a woman in a bra, and then I kind of whoa, I'm back.
Bob,
And that scene made
uh-huh.
me laugh so hard because like the two dudes from the field walk into a room of a house that they were saying was haunted.
Yeah,
That's the whole reason they were going. They walk into a woman's bedroom that's walking around in just a bra and bloomers, because those were like you could go sailing with those underwear. They
yeah.
were,
Those were some 1940s underpants.
but they did what any teenage boys would do, which is, yeah, I'm sure this is above board. Let's just see what's gonna
Yeah.
happen. And she's like slowly undoing her bra.
She's egging him on
And
too. She's like, "Aren't you gonna watch? Aren't you gonna watch?"
yeah, and
They're standing there laughing like Beavis and Butthead. They're like, "Oh, oh, oh, oh."
then the old lady just sucker punches.
Yep.
It reminded me of Superbad when McLovin gets clocked from off screen.
Yeah.
She comes in, and then what I started laughing about so hard was she takes him out, and his friend pulls a pipe out of his back pocket. Like, this movie has so many random pipes that come up when you need them. But he had a pipe in his back pocket. He just pulls out a pipe to defend himself. Also, didn't seem too torn up about his buddy just getting taken out.
No. And everybody just leaves him alone. They're all just like, the old lady's like, "Peace, I'm out." The ghost girl's like, "Peace, I'm out." His deadite friend who just immediately jumped up and said, "Hey, I'm dead. Peace, I'm out." And they just leave this kid. I thought their whole point was to kill everybody.
Oh, he had to be there so that they could have the cliche two people that are still alive fighting it out because they think the other one's the dead.
Yeah.
Jeff, when is your favorite old lady part coming?
Pretty much right at the end.
Okay, right at the end. All right. All right. So Bob does indeed get sawed in half by the window. He's completely in half. I thought that part was pretty good. I thought that the his bottom half was pretty gross. It looked neat. I don't know how it looked on
Decent.
YouTube.
Not too bad.
Oh, I did have another note, and I think
Yeah.
I can't remember who said it, but someone was like, "No, I'm dead. Take a look." And one side of his face was all messed up, but the side he showed when he said, "See, I'm dead," was the not messed up side.
I did catch that, yeah.
I'm dead. Take a look.
I also put in there, and it must have been about the one kid dying. I put, "That's what you get for being a dolphin."
Shots fired! Shots fired!
I'm a Bills fan, and they're immortal enemies.
Oh, there you go. Guess that makes sense, right?
We get to the to that scene I was kind of mentioning about like the cliche somebody thinking that he's dead. Is I put, if someone with a golf club tried to kill me and yelled, "Who are you?" I would have a bigger reaction, because that kid with the back pocket pipe was just like, "Whoa, whoa." Like, you are not reacting big enough for the fact that this dude that's twice your size is trying to murder you with a golf club.
Yeah, for sure. At some point in time, the dark-haired woman got killed as well. And that must have happened off camera, but she doesn't look dead, so she almost fools the one dude that's left who's still alive. And I don't remember what his name is. Harold? Steve? Or not Steve. What's the last guy's name? Starts with an H, I think.
Ron. Is it Ron?
Doesn't start with an H at all. Yeah, Ron.
Because I have How Is Ron Still Good? So
yeah.
It's got to be.
She manages to almost off Ron because she's got the scissors. And yeah, that's what leads to what Golden was talking about when Ron attacks the kid, because he knocks the girl out, and then the guy attacks him, but doesn't realize that he was almost stabbed by scissors. I don't know. Then the two of them get stalked. They get stalked by Steve, dead Steve. And there's a long ass Jimmy Crack Corn whistling segment where it's just these two guys, Ron and the kid, and they're sitting on opposite sides of a door. And Steve is just walking up and down the hallway and walking up and down the hallway. And I gotta tell you, I started playing on my phone when that happened because it went on for so long. Steve does find that somebody gets some use out of that saw blade, because Steve gets that stupid saw blade through the back of his head. And that's what you do with a saw blade in a horror movie, friends.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I honestly thought, and I even wrote this in the notes, I wrote, when the Boy Scout snuck up on Steve, I thought he was going to get hit with the backswing, because Steve was like going like that over and over again. I thought for sure he was going to sneak up, backswing was going to take him out.
Mm-hmm.
I thought they were going to go with that campy thing.
So then, as Golden alluded to, Zombie Bob appears, and somehow he has his lower half back. How'd that happen?
Old lady magic.
Yeah.
I did like how Bob using the wall to hold his axe, his hatchet. Yeah. He's like, bah! Just shoves it in.
That was pretty funny. But they have another long stalking scene where just somebody's walking around, and the two guys are hiding. But they miss a big opportunity here because Bob drinks his beer, and they missed the opportunity to have the beer just fall out of his torn up guts.
Right? So many missed opportunities.
Right. I was like, oh man, that should have happened. But it doesn't really matter that Bob finds them because he just walks past them anyway. He gives a Bobalogue, which is a monologue delivered by Bob.
One of the things I was laughing about is that there was a full-size axe leaning against the wall, and nobody was using it. Like, they were using a screwdriver. They were using, and I'm like, why wouldn't you use the axe?
The old lady's using a carpet knife. She stabs them with a carpet knife.
And then somebody just starts pimp slapping. Like, she just starts pimp slapping. Like, she's just slapping them over.
Yeah, so there's all sorts of weird weapons going on here when there's a perfectly good axe in the wall. The old lady stabbing people with carpet knives. The one guy puts a screwdriver through the old lady's head, but she's still standing. Finally, she gets her head cut off. And this is my second favorite part of the movie, because her head gets cut off and it gets kicked across the room, and it's just screaming and her tongue is going crazy even though her head's off. And it's very funny. I don't know why. It just looked funny, right?
Did you, I don't know if Jeff would have noticed it with his bad quality visual, but while her head was there screaming, the entire floor where clearly the actor's rest of their body was just moving up and
down.
I did not catch that.
Yeah.
It was bad. Like, you could tell it was like carpet or something meant to look like floor, and she was screaming, it was just moving. And I'm like, you guys are killing the illusion. Zoom in on the head, for the love of God.
I think we went past my favorite old lady part, though.
Did you? What was that?
Right when she's like about to die.
Okay.
She lets out this scream. And I don't know if you've ever seen the movie Space Mutiny.
No.
There's a scene. It's this like really bad space opera that we'll have to cover on the show someday. But there's a scene where Reb Brown, who played Captain America in the 70s, he's speeding along through the spaceship in this thing that's like a Zamboni.
Okay.
And it's about to crash. And he lets out this scream, like he's speeding along, and he's like, ah! And then it's a bad edit. He stops, and then like 3 seconds later, jumps out. So this old lady starts screaming just like that, and you would think that the director said cut because she was just like, ah! Dead stop, and then lies down.
I didn't clock that, but that is quite good. Yeah.
Did you catch? And obviously, I mean, it was a big deal to me because I wrote it in my notes. After all it was said and done, the old lady's dead and everything. Ron, all the blood that's all over him is mostly just on his crotch.
Yep.
And I have no idea why. I was like, why would his shirt be mostly clean, but like all the blood is just on his crotch?
Well, obviously, he was having his way with the bodies of his dead friends.
And
Maybe
then
there is some hidden context here.
there,
That
there might have
could like they could be gay porn related.
Yeah.
Like there's all of the poles.
Yep. Now that's
and
a
Poles.
yeah,
So
they
many
found a
poles
lot
in
of
this
pipe.
movie. Now that's a or the pipe. Yeah, that's a pole or that's a pipe or whatever.
yeah.
The blood on the crotch. There's some. Who knows?
Who knows?
I'm overthinking it.
Dead dudes in my lady house.
Yeah, dead dudes in the bathhouse.
And then I was laughing like because at the end, before the stinger happens,
Yeah.
when Ron goes outside, he gets outside, and I'm like, where does he think he's going? Because they've clearly made it to be like they're in the middle of nowhere. You're not walking to civilization.
Mhm.
He didn't go. He didn't drive either vehicle, and he didn't go search any of the dead dudes in the house for keys.
Mm.
But he was just like walking out, like he did the normal horror movie cliche of like, well, the sun's up. I made it. I survived.
Yeah.
Celebrate.
Yeah.
One note from earlier where it was like where the Boy Scout tries to bond with Ron, and he's like, they're like saying something about it. He goes, "So am I," and I'm like, "Bro, you lost one friend. You are not on the same level as Ron. Like he lost everyone in his world."
Yep, pretty much. But guess what, everybody? There's one dead dude left in the house. And he gets Ron right at the end. He jumps out. He does the classic horror movie thing. And I don't know if you guys watched the credits long enough to hear this, but Steve's character starts whistling Jimmy Crack Corn again through the credits.
I
It was, like,
confess I
supposed to
did
be, like,
not watch the credits.
I think like if you look at IMDb, like that's in the trivia too. Like they're like, hey, Steve's whistling came back up, and it's like,
Is it?
at that
I
point I
looked at
didn't
it.
care.
Yeah.
Maybe I saw it somewhere. I know I saw it somewhere, but I mean, in my years of researching this movie, because it's literally just, it's so funny. Yeah, I mean, I'll watch it over and over again just to see the old lady go, no.
All right, so now we have to give our ratings of this movie. And Jeff, you're up at the top of the screen, so why don't you go ahead?
All right, let's see what we got here. We got possible homoerotic pornographic undertones, lazy writing, bad acting, terrible sound and lighting, and a killer old lady with a really bad leather mask. I hate to be predictable, but I can only give this movie 10 out of 10.
All right. How about you, Golden? Let's hear your rating.
Just the fact that it was clearly them going to a house to die because they didn't bring anything to fix the house. The house was not fixable, and it was a matter of just setting them up so each of them could die. Importing dudes just to get more kills, and then teasing everybody with possible boob shot. I'm going to give it. I'll give it 9 out of 10. I'm taking one away for not at least giving us the payout of those boobs.
Not even one single nipple.
You can kind of sort of see it. Like if you freeze frame right on it, you could probably see a little bit.
It wasn't even like they did a quick tease. Yeah. That was like 5 minutes of teasing that they were going to come out, and then nothing. And I was like, "Oh my God! How could you? How could you do that to me after all I've lived through?"
Well, I'll tell you one thing. This movie is kind of like predicting early that game, The Sims. Because you know what happens if you put your Sims in a house with where the doors can't open, they can't get out, they don't have food, they don't have water, they don't have any of that, they just die, right? And so that's what happened to these guys. They got trapped in a house, they died. I learned some things about carpenters. I learned that a carpenter needs 3 tools, and that is a beer, hammer, and nails. And that all carpenters also have to have a cigarette before they start a job, because that's their ritual. So knowing all of these new things, and hopefully one day taking a trip to Burger's World to have a nice burger, I'm going to give this movie a 10 out of 10 as well. Hooray. Well, folks, that brings us to the end of another episode of Bottom of the Barrel. Our guest, Golden Globes, would you like to plug anything before we go?
We do have, I would say, yeah, Dingus Day is our latest movie that we made before. It's on YouTube. We have 2 movies on Tubi, which are Darkness Binds and Skeleton Xylophone.
Which I watched recently. Very, very good.
Nice.
Nice. Thank you. That was our fun little romp.
No.
And it's actually leading up to some other movies that we're making that we're doing the feature length, which is actually where Dingus Day came from. And then we have a movie about to come out, but it's not going to be widely available for a while because we're going to do our premiere August 15th of Shattered Dreams. Then we'll do the film festival circuit. So if you're in Western New York, you can come see our movie premiere, which is always a party, and buy some DVDs of it too. But other than that, you have to catch us on the film festival circuit.
Yep. So, like I mentioned, Golden is one half of the September Brothers production company. They know what they're doing. They've got 14 years in the industry, and they are off to the races with this new Shattered Dreams movie. Friends, if you would like to subscribe to our channel, you can do so by clicking the subscribe button at the bottom of the bottom of this video. You can get Jeff's channel, you can get my channel at the exact same time. Costs you $0. Takes you 2 seconds. Buy Jeff's book Satanican as well. He's plugging something right now. Whoa! What happened?
I don't know what happened there.
Yeah. So subscribe to the channel. You can have as many subscriptions as you want. Costs you $0. And come back and listen to us talk about our next best worst movie of all time on Bottom of the Barrel. Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.